Good morning, fellow Earth and Sky fans and friends. We really appreciate your views every week, and I wanted to give you guys kind of a fun, easier, quick life talk this time. Quick ways to reduce stress. I think that's kind of a common thing most people in the world can relate to right now. We're hearing a lot of people talking about and seeing, if you're on social media, seeing people kind of coming out in all these different ways of stress and responding with stress and feeling stress holding you down and different things. So it's important to find ways to pull out of that stress so you can re-engage life in positive terms in a way that you feel back empowered within your own life. It's important to never let stress dictate your responses to things, but instead, when you're in the present moment, when you're empowered within yourself, then you can choose your reactions and decide what you're creating in your life instead of just reacting to things that you feel are coming at you. So I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do in less than 30 seconds. Sometimes you get stressful and you need a technique to pull out right then and there, whether it's in the grocery store, maybe you're driving in traffic, or maybe you're just at home and there's a lot of stresses that you're thinking about and you need some quick ways to just release it and let it go. So I hope some of these will resonate with you and you can practice them throughout the week. You can practice one every day this week if you want. That'll carry us through until we have our life talk next Sunday. The first one, a couple of these are really about breathing, because breathing is one of the key things to keep you in the present moment. Breathing is one of the simplest ways to release stress, and breathing is something that we all do the entire time we're alive. So if you learn how to harness the breath and work with your breath, there are easy ways to release the stress that's either in your mind or the stress that accumulates within your body as well. So the first one is just to learn to breathe consciously. You're not trying to change your breath. You're not trying to control your breath other than slowing it down just a little bit and observing the breath. Just taking a moment as I'm talking, do it right now, where you just focus in and you notice how it feels to breathe. Slow it down a little bit, breathe out a little slower, whatever pace it is for you. Breathe in a little bit slower, and then notice how it feels as you're breathing. Do you notice it first in your nose or in your lungs? Do you notice it more in your throat or in your diaphragm? Notice as you observe the breath and you feel that path going in and you feel the path going out, it automatically starts changing some of the chemistry within your brain to get you into a more relaxed state. That's why all meditations pretty much start out with talking about focusing on your breath, because it turns your awareness inward. When your awareness is within yourself, then you can stand in the present moment and be empowered within yourself. You'll notice that with each breath you observe, you start relaxing deeper and deeper and just coming more fully present within yourself. All of the whirling thoughts that sometimes can get trapped in our heads can dissipate simply by turning the awareness in and focusing on your breath, being the silent observer, noticing your breath. The second one takes the breathing a little bit deeper into a different way, where you focus each time you exhale, focus on what you want to release. With each exhale, if you're feeling tension in your body, imagine as you exhale, you're breathing that tension away. If you're stressed about something within your mind, if it's a person or a relationship dynamics, imagine that you're breathing that stress away. Or if you are stressed about your job situation right now, or you're not sure where food is going to come from next, breathe that away. Breathe whatever you're tense about. If you're stressed about the world in general, breathe it away. Each exhale, feel yourself releasing it out of your biofield, releasing it out of your body, releasing it out of your mind. And with each breath out, you're going to feel your shoulders dropping down. You're going to feel your spine starting to straighten. You'll feel yourself anchoring down and anchoring into the earth. You'll feel that stability start to rise within you. The second step of that is the inhale, because of course the inhale always follows the exhale. Whatever you do in life, a reaction follows that. When you walk forward in life with one foot, usually the next foot is following behind that, and the inhale is always going to follow the exhale. Whatever you leave and expel from your life you're creating space within yourself. You're creating space within your body. So what you can do when you're being conscious with your breathing is choose what you're bringing in on that next inhale. So as you've released and cleared and let go of things with the exhale, think about what you want to bring into your life. Are you wanting to bring in peace? Focus when you breathe in on breathing in peace. If you want more joy in your life, imagine that as you breathe in, you're breathing in joy, and the molecules within your body and the cells within your biofield will start reacting to that, and starting to set your attention on it is going to start magnetizing those things and bringing them to you. Simply by exhaling, releasing what you want to let go of, inhaling, focusing on what you want to bring in. You can even focus some of those inhales on gratitude, because when we think about what we do have that we are grateful for, it attracts more of that into our life. So simply doing that for 30 seconds, it might only be a couple breaths if you take longer breaths, or it might be a few if you have shorter breaths. Thinking about that for 30 seconds will start to change your mind. It will start to allow you to relax deeper, and it's going to start to shift your awareness and your focus so that you again are back in control, back in the present moment, deciding what you want to have in your life, deciding what you're letting go of, recognizing what you need to let go of, and then recognizing what you want to bring in and calling it into yourself. The third one is a progressive relaxation. So this is one that you would do when you're laying down. It might be a little harder to do this one at the office, though you can do it when you're sitting in a chair too. With this one, this is the last one that's about breath. With this one, each time you take a breath in, you're going to tense your whole body as tight as you can, breathing in as deep as you can, and holding it in as you tense everything up as tight as you can. And when you relax, release it all really fast. You're going to kind of breathe out a little bit more forcefully and let it all go at the same time. If you're doing this when you're lying down, you want to pull your shoulders up, tighten, create a fist with your hands, point your toes so your legs are fully extended, and then again when you breathe out, you might even make a sigh with it and feel everything just drop. You can do that when you're sitting. You will just want to make sure you contract all your muscles, and then really drop those shoulders down hard. When you breathe out with a sigh, and it's going to release a lot of that cortisol. It's going to release a lot of the stress that has been building up within your brain, and starting to release some of the serotonin, starting to bring in some of the dopamine, starting to bring in the things that feel good, because your body, your muscles store all of these harsher chemicals, all the stress chemicals, and when you tense it up, it tricks your brain in a way, it tricks your muscles in a way where you're bringing in the tension and then you release, and you can effectively feel and get those signals even stronger of the chemicals that need to be released when you're relaxed, when you're focused, when you're feeling good. We do this in massage therapy sometimes. There are ways that will kind of trick the muscles by creating more palpitation and then going into a really nice relaxing stretch, or a very nice Swedish type of a massage, which helps to flush everything out and allow you to get a deeper relaxation. Or TENS units. People use, doctors a lot of times, or physical therapists will use the TENS units, which will contract and tense those muscles for about 20 minutes or so, and then when it relaxes, the body starts to learn, oh, this is how it feels when I relax. If you've been in a high stress state for a period of time, it's harder sometimes to be able to find a way to relax, because your body and your brain are trained to be in this hypertense state of mind. There are a lot of autoimmune disorders and a lot of neurological disorders that create an environment that makes it more prone to being in those high stress states of mind. So you have to work even harder to find ways to bring techniques into your life to release that stress thoroughly and clearly, so that it starts to retrain your brain how to feel good when you're able to relax. And the nice thing with them being quick things is, if you're in the middle of something, maybe you're working or you've got something, you're on a deadline or something, you might not have an hour to meditate or an hour to take out to get a massage or a Reiki treatment, but you have 30 seconds. Pretty much whatever you're doing, you can find 30 seconds to employ a technique that works well. The fourth method that I would suggest is chanting. So chanting can do a lot. There have been some great studies that talk about the efficacy of sound on the brain and the way sound affects your body too. So for some, if you don't want to chant, you can simply hum. I've been in a pretty intensive workshop all week listening to people about sound therapy, and humming there's a lot of interesting research that I didn't even realize was out there about how effective humming is on allowing the body to relax. You can take it a step further with bringing in chanting. There are so many beautiful chants out there, or keep it very simple and just chant the sound Om. The sound Om is what some believe the whole system of life was birthed out of the sound Om. There is a lot that is of power and ability and beauty that's within the sound Om. Simply chanting that, or a lot of different societies will chant just a vowel sound. You can choose whichever vowel sound resonates with you. There's a lot of sacred symbolism within each of the vowel sounds. So chant that, or hum, or sing your favorite song. That can release a lot of those great feel-good chemicals that will allow your body to de-stress and relax. Sometimes if you're humming or you're chanting instead, it can pull you away from the words, which can be more helpful. Other times, having something that is in English, that are the words that you recognize and understand, sometimes that's more helpful. So find what works for you, and know that sometimes what works for you might change depending on the day, so be flexible with yourself and utilize different tools available. The fifth thing that I would suggest is actually a bit longer than 30 seconds, but when you practice it, when you start using it and employing it, you can get it to where it is less than 30 seconds to do. But if you're just starting it out, it's a 4-step process. I do teach this in all of my Reiki classes and some of the other classes because I feel it's one of the most important things to do every single day. I do it in the morning, I do it when I come home in the evening, and I do it before bed as well, where you visualize a white waterfall flowing through you. The white light cleanses, heals, and empowers you. The white light helps bring you into the present moment. It clears away anything that has kind of accumulated onto you throughout the day. If you've had stresses that have been collecting on or around you, the white light clears it all away, and it also empowers and heals your body. Then you want to focus on a purple amethyst mist that surrounds you. This goes throughout that electromagnetic field that surrounds your body, envisioning the purple light all around you. Purple is very purifying and very protective too. So the purple mist, its primary function is to help with self-criticism. It helps clear away the things that we say to ourselves sometimes that can be negative. Sometimes people can be their own harshest critic, and so it helps clear away any self-judgment. It helps to clear away self-doubt, criticism, any of those things where you're not really fully believing in yourself and recognizing your own potential. That helps to clear it away and to purify. It also helps if there are things from the outside that get through the 4th step in this. It helps to clear that away to protect you before it comes fully into your system. 3rd step of it is to imagine yourself as a tree. If you've been in yoga or other meditation places, you've probably already experienced people talking about standing like a tree, feeling yourself as this beautiful tree, imagining your roots going down deeply into the earth, because that's what anchors you. If you're getting really stressed, when we go into that fight or flight state, a lot of times what we're doing is contracting into ourselves. The muscles contract, we start pulling up into ourselves, we start pulling down into ourselves, and we become this like ball of jumbled energy in the middle. And so what you want to do is elongate yourself, stretch yourself out. Seeing those roots going deeply into the earth is going to help you feel that connection with this beautiful planet that we're on. It'll help connect you in with all the positive, nurturing, mothering energy that this planet offers. And then as you're imagining yourself as a tree, you're imagining yourself reaching high up into the heavens, as tall as you can imagine as a tree, and you're going to feel the strength. Trees have a lot of strength. Trees last many, many years. Many trees live hundreds of years depending on the type of tree and where it's at. So trees also bring the sense of vitality that comes along with the strength. So imagining that within yourself is going to be nurturing, protective, and strengthening. The fourth step of that one is to imagine a mirror shield around you. You imagine this about 3 feet off your body. The average person that's healthy, their biofield or their electromagnetic field is about 3 feet off the body. If you are unwell or you have a very low energy or autoimmune things, different things like that, it might be closer to 2 feet off the body. But imagine this mirror shield about 3 feet off your body, and imagine it reflecting out. So it's reflecting away. You can imagine whatever you want to see for the back side of it. Some people imagine the backside dark or vibrant colors, whatever you want to imagine. But the important thing is imagining that the mirror reflects away, because this mirror is your first line of defense against stresses that come at you, whether it's cords from other people or just the hectic busyness that can happen in life or other people's stresses. It helps protect you from all of that, because anything anybody else sends your direction that's a stressor will be reflected off of that mirror shield and directed back at them with love. So it transmutes the energy into an energy that's positive, which turns around and helps them, as well as protecting you in the process. So it's a really beautiful thing. I do this on every client. When my clients come to see me, it's the last thing I do in a healing is to wrap them in this 4-step system and that mirror shield on the outer part. And I've had a lot of amazing stories from people about how it has been effective. But you can very easily do that at home. It might take a few minutes as you're starting to visualize it. Eventually you'll get it so it'll be just under 30 seconds, and it's so effective. I had a bonus one. I know I said I was going to do 5 things under 30 seconds, but number 5 is more than 30 seconds. So the last thing I'm going to say for this reducing your stress in less than 30 seconds is just to stretch. Learning to take up your space in this world is such an important and a great thing to release your stress. When, as I just mentioned earlier, when you're stressing, you start compacting yourself and your energy gets kind of tangled up into a ball, and you start tangling up and getting contracted within yourself. So just stretching, really taking up your space, not just stretching in a small amount of space. You want to really like stretch up to the sky, reach down to the ground, stretch all the way out in all directions, which is a signal to your brain that you deserve to take up the space, that you're here and living in this earth, that you have a right to be here in this body, that you have a place here on this planet, and it really signals to yourself that you know that you have a place to be here and that it's good and that you can take up your space. I've seen with so many people, if people have a hard time just kind of starting to stretch, even within their own space, they might feel like it's really uncomfortable to kind of stretch your arms all the way out, or to take up a lot of space with your legs, or to move around a whole room. Often that's a signal that you're not as fully confident, or you don't really fully recognize how much self-worth you have in being here in this planet, in this body, at this time. So simply by stretching and learning to take up that space within yourself, it's going to train your brain and it's going to train your body to release the stress and to recognize that you can own the power within yourself, that you have the right to be here and being within the present moment, learning to live every moment centered within the power of yourself, so that you can release the stress and be fully empowered to make the decisions that you want to make to live your best life, so you can manifest the life of your dreams. I hope this helps you with giving you a few tips this week on releasing the stress, and I will look forward to seeing you next week here at Earth and Sky. Thank you.